What is up guys, it's Dem back with another tutorial. In this one I'm going to be showing how to make this awesome little flip box. Kind of like a flip card but a little bit more personal. It could be great for like a business card, a little blog post. You can get super creative with it. It's also 3D, really simple design as well. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. Alright guys, here we're on Sublime Text. I'm not actually going to do the HTML like step by step, I'm just going to show you it. You can copy it. It's just quicker for the tutorials. If I do it this way I can actually get out more videos for you guys, and it's actually a hell of a lot quicker. It's not like a 40-minute video. I can make it more of like a 10-15 minute mark, which I kind of want to aim for. Okay, so I explain the code anyway. We've got a flip box with just the wrapper for the overall design. Have the flip box front. The inner as well, by the way, is just what we're going to use to help flip it. Okay, flip box front is just going to be the front of the design of the card, and the flip box back is going to be the back. So first of all, just copy that, pause the video, do that, and inside the flip box front, it's just the design. Okay, we've got the top half, which is going to be the wrap of the front of the card. The profile image, obviously pretty obvious, and the flower. And I've split up each section of the front design, which is basically just going to make it easier for us to code. And that's obviously just got the little quote here, and then that little like yellow line. All right, and then the flip card back, we just have what's on the back. Alright, so the heading is obviously just here. You got the little body text, again a little flower just for design, and a read more button we're using as an anchor tag. Okay, so just copy all that and we jump straight into CSS. Alright, so let's go. In the CSS again, I've just set up the basic things. I've imported Montserrat, I believe that's how you pronounce it, which is a font from Google Fonts. So if you want that, just look for Montserrat in Google Fonts and you'll find it. Again, you can pause it and do that, it doesn't take long. Now I've just overrode the browser styles, so I've given it margin 0, panel 0, you know, all the standard stuff basically. Okay, so let's just jump straight in the design. I'm going to give the body a min height of 100 VH. We're going to give it display flex. Oh, fuck, display flex. I'm going to justify the content to the center. I'm going to align items, not self, items to the center. And we're going to have a background of linear gradient. Okay. And this gradient is going to be to the right. Going to have a swatch of DDD 6F3. Okay. And the second color is going to be FAACA8. Okay, I believe that is everything we need for the body. Okay, so we're going straight onto the flip box itself. So flip box. This is going to have a background color of, or lighting color, a background color of transparent. And it's going to have a width of 300 pixels. It's going to have a height of 200 pixels. And it's going to have a perspective of 1000 pixels. Okay, if you don't know what perspective is, it basically just makes things look more 3D. Okay, so it just changes the perspective from a 2D kind of viewpoint to more of a 3D object. So more like you can see as it changes direction, it has more substance to it, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's just like if you can see in the final design here, as we flip it, it doesn't look like a 2D object. You know, it kind of goes flat and looks 3D, which is the effects we want, and it's what's going to help us achieve that 3D look. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the flipbox inner, and in the flipbox inner, we're going to have a position relative. Okay, so dot flipbox inner. It's going to have a position of relative. It's going to have a width of 100%. It's going to have a height of the same, 100%. We're going to have a text align of center. We're going to have a transition. This is what we're going to use for the flip to make it look nice. Of transform. Okay, that makes sense in a minute. I'll explain it. 0.8 seconds. I'm going to set the transform style to preserve 3D. Okay, so I'll explain that a little bit. So transform, the reason we're using transform in the transition is because when we actually rotate it, it's going to give it a smoother look, because we're referring to both sides of the cards, not just one object, okay? And the preserve 3D, if you've never seen that before, it just does what it says. It basically just preserves the perspective when it flips. So if you don't, obviously you can take that out. If you don't want it to look 3D and just more of like a 2D minimalistic kind of look, take these out, these two things here, and it look 2D. But right now for the 3D design, this is what you want to be doing, okay? Alright, so then after this, we'll jump straight into the flip box itself. Flip box, hover, this is where we're going to actually add the spin to it, and we're also going to target the flip box inner, okay? And with this, we're going to add a transform. We're going to rotate this on the x-axis minus 180 degrees, okay? So it's basically just going to make it flip on its side. So if I just quickly open up the actual design that we're working on right now. Again, I'm using a plugin called Browser's Ink. Great plugin, highly recommend it. It just basically, when you're coding and you save your text, you have to keep refreshing the browser. It does it automatically when you save, which is just a hell of a lot easier when you're coding. But if you haven't got that, obviously just go to index.html, right click, open in browser, and you'll see your design. Okay. If I hover over this, you can kind of already see us flipping. Looks a bit weird, but we'll sort it out, don't worry. Okay. So next, we do the dot flip box front, comma this time, because we need to target them separately. Flip and dot flip box back. Okay, we're going to target both of them because they need the exact same sort of code. Okay, we'll give these a position at absolute. The reason we want to be doing this is because when it flips, we want the position to stay exactly the same. If we don't do this, when it flips, it's going to basically make it look weird, okay? It's going to kind of flip and you're still going to see the front and the back at the same time. And when it flips back, it's kind of going to move, like, make it all jumbled up, basically is the easy way to explain it. Okay, so it's going to have a width of 100%, a height of 100% again. And it's going to have a back face visibility, okay? Not background visibility, a back face visibility, okay? Do not confuse the two because they are very, very different. Background visibility is going to basically just hide the entire background of the element. The back face visibility is going to hide it as we have this 3D effect, okay? So you're not going to see the back. Because obviously, as we're working on it, we don't want to be seeing the back and the front at the same time. We don't want to see each of them relative to the card flipping, okay? So to make the design work as we're working on it, we're also going to have to target the flip box back. Okay, and we're just going to give this a background color of just like random for a second, like blue. And we need to also transform this on the x-axis again, minus 180 degrees. Because this already has to be flipped, so when we hover over it, you see what I mean? It kind of just appears. That's the effects we want, just like the finished design. Alright, but we have to do that first, because otherwise it's all going to be jumbled up, and we don't want that. It's going to get massively confusing. Okay, so what we'll do is just knock this down here. We'll add a little comment. If you know how to do that, that's Control and question mark. On Mac, I believe it's probably Command and question mark key. Okay, and we're right backside of card. Okay, so we know what we're doing. Okay, so we can start working on the front. And what we'll do is we'll start with the flip box front. Okay, so dot flip box front. And with this, what we're going to do is we're going to give this a background color. Not a background color, I'm lying. It's actually going to be a background. We're going to give it a color swatch of FF677D. Okay, and we're going to give this color black, I believe, and a border 2 pixels solid on white. Okay, so you can kind of see it coming together a little bit. Alright, so the next is the top half front. And this we're just going to use to basically display it, make it look nice. So we're going to use display flex for this. Can't go wrong with flexbox. We're going to justify content to the center. We're going to align items to the center as well. Okay, nice and simple. And so now we can crack on with the profile image. Dot profile image. And this is going to have a width of 70 pixels. It's going to have a height of the same, 70 pixels. I'm going to have a background. Oh, if I can spell background. Background URL. And the directory, if you're following me, obviously, like all my tutorials, link, description, folder with the images, the index HTML, and the CSS. Okay, so if you want to follow along, the code itself would be laid out exactly how it was when I started this tutorial. Okay, so if you're following me, it's ./images/profile pic. Now it's a JPEG file, so .jpeg. Okay, save that. You should see it. It's going to look weird as hell because we haven't sorted out the sizing. Don't worry, we'll fix that. So we're going to set background size to cover so it fits the actual size of it. There we go. And we're going to set a border radius of 50%. Give it that nice rounded effect. We're also going to give it a border. Keep the design consistent. 2 pixels solid white. And we're going to set the position to absolute. And we're going to move it up slightly. 10 pixels. I mean down, not up. 10 pixels, okay. So next, I believe, is the flower icon. Yep. So, scroll down a little bit. .flower1. This is going to have a background URL again of ./images/flower1. And it's going to be a .png. Okay. If I can get to the end of this line of code, there we go. And it's going to have background size cover again. Kind of the same thing we just did with the other one. And it's going to have a width of 190 pixels and a height of the same 190 pixels. We're going to set position to absolute again. And we're going to move this down by 12 pixels, okay? Let's give that a top of 12 pixels. That looks nice. Okay. Now we can crack on with the bottom half of the front. So, bottom half front. And this is going to have a display flex. Could do all the same sort of stuff. So we're going to justify the content to the center. Going to align items to the center. And we're going to set the color to white. We're also going to give it a position absolute once again. And we'll give it a bottom of 26 pixels. And a left. Oh, and a left of 55 pixels. Alright, let's go and knock it straight at the bottom. Looks a little weird, but we will fix that in a second. Oh, we've gone a little bit low. Let me just copy that and whack that up here. Right, so next quote. So dot quote. This is going to have a font size of 13 pixels. A width of 180 pixels. A letter spacing of 1 pixel. And it's going to also have a font weight of, I believe it was 100, no, it was 500. That's the one. Give that a nice kind of look. And it's also going to have a color white. I think we're done, Amy. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Okay. It's already coming together. Looking great. So simple so far. Okay. So next is the profile line bottom. So we've got profile line bottom. This is going to have a width of 110 pixels. We're also going to have a height of 2 pixels. Going to have a background of, what's the hex code? FFD27A. Okay. And then we're going to set the position, I believe, to relative. And we're going to give it a left 35 pixels and a top 15 pixels. Okay, so it's already coming along. The front's practically done now. We can get straight cracking on the back. Okay, you see how simple this kind of stuff is? Really great looking design, but it's super simple. I mean, you don't have to be like some code master to make something look great. You just gotta know how to use the tools, okay? Right, so cracking from the bottom. Oh, I've also gone down once again. So just copy this, Control C, Control X. Make sure it's above the bottom because we don't want to mix this. And Control S once again. Okay, so under the flip box back, make sure you're under that, don't make my mistake. And go dot, top half, back. Just give us padding of 10 pixels. Okay. And then under this, we're going to crack on with the heading. I'm just going to give this a font size of 18 pixels. We're going to give it a padding bottom. If I can spell bottom of 20 pixels. Give it a text decoration. Underline. Give it a letter spacing again of 1. So that looks really nice. And we're going to set the colour to white. Okay, I'll flip it over. Kind of see it's coming together. We can actually change that weird blue colour now to the same as the front of the card, okay? So it looks consistent. So we just scroll up to the, where is it? Flipbox front, there it is. And just copy this bit, again, just Control C. Scroll all the way down. And we'll give this a V. There you go. I think we also need to give a border, don't we? So let's go border 2 pixels, solid, and white. Okay, so the design's consistent. Alright, it's looking good. Alright, so on to the next one is dot body text. And it's going to have a font size of 14 pixels. It's going to have a width of 270 pixels. Oh, I'm writing it all in one bit. What am I doing? It's going to have a width of 270 pixels. There we go. And we're going to text align this to the left. Okay. Look at the back of the card. You can kind of see it coming together nicely. Underneath the body text, just scroll down my reference code. Okay, yeah, so bottom half back we're going to crack on with now. So dot, bottom half. I can spell bottom. I really can't spell today, guys. What is going on? Bottom half back. And this is going to have a padding 10 pixels. And we can crack on with the read more. So dot read more. This is going to have font size 15 pixels. It's going to have a color swatch of FFD27A. It's going to have a position absolute. I'm going to move it to the left 10 pixels. Okay. We're also going to add a cursor pointer to that. I just like adding that to things the user would click. It's great when you design actual things on a website, because it lets the user know if they should use it or not. Yeah, if it's clickable, I mean. Okay, and then the last part really is just dot flower 2. And then we're pretty much done. Okay, so finish strong, background, URL, dot slash images once again, and it's going to be slash flower 2. It's a SVG this time, okay, so dot SVG. And we're going to background size contain, because it's a tiny bit bigger than what we want it. Obviously we can change it because it's SVG, but I like using contain because it kind of wraps an element nicely, okay? So I highly recommend that if it's kind of a big image. I'm going to set the width to 50 pixels. Give us a height of 50 pixels as well. Going to give it a position again of absolute. And we're going to bump it to the left 200 pixels. And we're going to go bottom of 0. Okay, and that's the design done. Alright. I think we actually need to change the colour to white though on the back of the card. But don't worry, that only takes literally 2 seconds. Colour white. And there we go. And the design's done, guys. You see how just a simple few lines code can create a really professional looking element. And obviously with this, if you take what I've shown you in this tutorial, you can make so many things with this, with the 3D effects, and it looks great. It just looks amazing no matter what you do with it. So I highly recommend you to experiment with what I've taught you. If you have learned anything, please leave a like, comment if you want to see more, and subscribe for more great content, okay? Peace.